They told us to work hard. They told us to save a little. And we'd retire comfortably. But that was a lie. Especially for people from undervalued communities, like mine, for example. I'm Christine, and today I want to tell you the truth about retirement after 60 and what that really feels like at the moment and what I'm doing differently to protect my future. So let's look at this in real facts here. There is a retirement crisis that no one seems to be talking about in the news. Half of people around the world, Americans, half the Americans, 55 to 66 years old, have zero retirement savings. And that is through the AARP reports. One in five people over 50 have nothing saved at all. And those who have saved, well, they have a small amount of, say, $10,000. The high end is $33,000. Isn't that shocking? That's nowhere near enough of what people need to retire comfortably. Now, experts say that we really need 8 times our annual income saved by the age of 60. But here's the thing. Undervalued and excluded communities are hit the hardest. Why? Because we weren't taught about it. There's compound interest, hedging against inflation. Real assets like gold and silver is really a good thing to have that we haven't been taught about. We were told to hustle, work hard, go to university, go to college, get a good job, and you should be fine. You should be able to survive. You'll get by. You know, even if you're middle class, you're struggling. Things are going up and up and up. So, what were we taught versus what we need to know right now? So, in many working class and minority households, like the one I grew up in, the conversation weren't about wealth building. It was about working a job. I would see my mother and my father doing 1 job, 2 jobs, sometimes 3 jobs to make ends meet. Paying the bills, buying things at a very minimal, and that was my parents. My mother would make our clothes, our dresses. We'd look great, don't get me wrong. We'd look better than what is actually in the shops. You know, I am not degrading that whatsoever. My mum made some amazing clothes for all of us. We always looked our best, always. And it wouldn't take long to make something for us all. And there was 5 in the family, for example. So, but we were taught as we got older to, in order to look successful, buy designer clothes, because then you'll look successful. But really you're broke. You're using interest, credit cards to pay for those things. And that just puts you into greater debt. So you're not going to be able to save on those circumstances. You get your nails done, you get your hair done, you buy the most expensive shoes, but there's nothing wrong with that. I'm not saying anything is wrong with that. But those aren't wealth assets. It's just like people want the most expensive car. They'll put 8,000 down on a car and the car's like $40,000, $50,000, for example. And then they're paying interest on that car. And as soon as they drive that car out of the showroom to give that look of I'm wealthy, that's more debt, more interest that you could have used that money to save. Instead of putting that $8,000-$10,000 down on a car, you put it into some sort of savings. And I'm not talking about savings in the bank, something that's going to generate money for you. Like gold and silver, it stands the test of time. And yes, it is a long game. It's not something that is to be brought to be flipped, although some people have done that for that purpose. It is there for longevity. It is there for a number of years, like 10 years, for example. So, like I said, we weren't taught to save cash. We were told to just put your money in the bank, get a pension, and maybe you'll get a 401k or private pension. But what is actually happening now? Pensions are shrinking. They're shrinking to an amount that it almost brings a tear to your eye if it hasn't done so already. Because especially those of you that have looked to retire this year and you're having to put off your retirement because of this. Maybe you've invested in these stocks and shares that have shrunk your pension money. So pensions are shrinking. 401s, Ks are market dependent. And we can see what's happening. Cash is losing value every day. So what happens next for us? You hit 65 or even 70 and you are still working. That's not what we were told. It's not what we were told. Don't get me wrong, I enjoy working, but I'd like to retire when I choose, not have it forced upon me, for example. So this is how I'm building my retirement with silver and gold, but I'm going to talk about silver because silver is a good starting point. Because I decided enough is enough. I'm seeing the stock markets crashing. I'm seeing the fiat currency devaluing as every day turns upon us. I'm seeing that the governments and the large organizations and the wealthy families, as well as the central banks, for example, treasuries, they're all turning to gold and silver as currency. And here's exactly what I'm doing. Every 21st of the month, I get a check from YouTube. Yes, YouTube pays me for doing these videos, for example. I've got a business, so I do YouTube, and I've been on YouTube since 2013, a long time. And it's only just recently dawned on me what YouTube can actually do for you. Whether you're doing it for a business or whether you're doing it for a retirement fund, now is the real time to get onto YouTube. So I get around $70 a month, and I know that's not much. But I take that money and I buy 2 silver coins every month, minimum, for example. So I get about 2 to 3 silver coins monthly. So my year one breakdown is 24 coins. I pay $840, for example, and the value, with the value added on, say if it's at $50, that makes that a savings of 1,200. Now you would never be able to get that in the bank, let me tell you. You wouldn't pay $840 into your bank and get a value of 1,200, for example. And I'm just going to share this with you, for example, just so that I can bring this really to home to us all. So it's valued at $50, and I've paid $35, for example. You know, that gives me $360 a year. And I know you would not be able to get $360 a year from interest in your bank if you was to put 840 in there yearly. But I'm explaining this to you for those that are starting off small, to show you that this does work. So the end of the year, your value is 2,400. Year 5, you've got 120 silver coins, 1 ounce coins. The value is 4,200 that you've paid. And then that turns it into 6,000, for example, because it's valued, it's got that extra value of what on top of the spot price. So by the end of the 5 years, you would have $12,000 saved in silver coins. Then year 10, 240 coins. And this is just moderate that you've spent $35 per 1 ounce coin. The value will be at $50. It's going to be more, but I'm just being, moderate here. That's 12,000 value. So by the end of 10 years, there's an extra $24 on top of your 401k, your state pension, for example. This is it can be used for crisis fund as well, for emergencies, because we never know what's going to happen. Could turn around that 10 year, for example, I would be 70. It could turn around and say, well, actually, you're not going to retire until another year or 2 years, because that's what's happening now. But I would have that 24,000 that would help me to either retire at the time that I said I would do, or I would have that additional income, for example. And I would continue buying coins. It would not stop. Even when I retire, it will not stop, because I'm in it for the longevity. I know it seems small, but it's sustainable. That is the key. It's physical, it's real, and it's tradable as well. And guess what? It's yours. It's mine. And this is my plan about how I think about money. And I wouldn't be doing this without YouTube. And I want to say thank you to YouTube, because it has helped me. It's been an eye-opener as well. So YouTube, it didn't just give me a little income, it gave me a mission, a habit. That is the key. So before YouTube, I wasn't thinking monthly stacking, buying silver coins. Now I do this every month and I enjoy it. It's become part of my rhythm. Each video that I post helps others and it also helps me. So it's a win-win situation for us all. Helping you and helping people that's undervalued communities see a new path. Showing you that you can start with just one coin at a time. And you'll be saving less. Because without YouTube, I would be saving less. I would feel less empowered. Now I'm building a future that I believe in. Building wealth strategy, which is sustainable and safe. It's a safe haven. So the system is not built for you, especially if you are a minority woman like me or from a working class background. It's not built for you. State pensions are being delayed. 401ks are tied to crashing markets. We're seeing it, it's crashing. Private pensions are falling and they are failing to keep us safe because it's falling with inflation. Well, cash, losing your buying power every single day. We've been told to get a job, work harder, hope we get lucky. No more hoping. It's time for stacking. Silver isn't just for the rich, it's for us. It's the people's gold. Look, I'm almost 60 and I am not scared of retirement anymore because I'm stacking. Because I've got a plan. Because YouTube is helping me to start a habit that I love. And if you've ever felt excluded, behind, or unsupported, you're not alone. Drop me a comment below here and type plan and I will send you my 10-year silver stacking calculator, or just type I'm stacking if you're starting today, for example. So this isn't about getting rich, and I am not a financial advisor. I'm just an ordinary woman who is facing retirement that wants to try and have some sort of security and have a legacy. This is about retiring with dignity and leaving a legacy. One coin at a time. Let's do this together. So grab your planner, use my link. You can buy your first coin. The link is here as well. Subscribe and share with someone that you feel that may need this. And thank you so much for watching this video and subscribing, and thank you for your comments. I really do appreciate them. Lets me know you're listening and that you're enjoying this. And thank you so much. Let's keep stacking for real wealth, for real people. Have a wonderful day. Take care now. Bye.